Hi everybody. It is flipping busy today. Seniors Day at the thrift store. So let's see what we can find. I already found a few things, so we'll get back to it. I'll let you see it later, okay? Alright. It's an interesting jewelry box, and they way overpriced it. Anything any particularly interesting here on this knick-knack shelf? Which they got that priced at. It's an art glass piece. Yeah, I'm not that crazy about it, so I'll leave that behind. Sometimes those were good. Let's keep looking. So I'd like to find some more big ceramic ashtrays because I'd like to put a display up on the wall with them. Thanks. With the L in the bar. Milk ones. $5.99. Creepers. Well, it turned into a wet, sloppy day outside. I was planning to show you guys this stuff in the trunk, but I brought it all inside instead. So let's take a look at what I was able to thrift earlier. First of all, I picked this up. Isn't he sweet? Now, he's a resin cat, but he's got no marks on it, but I thought he was really sweet, and I love that his bow is still intact. So I like kitty cats. I just have to say I like kitty cats. So picked him up. And then I got this sweet little jewelry box. Isn't that nice? It's got all these little pieces of beads and everything on the top. Nice and clean on the inside. And then this little lid opens up. This little box comes out right? Nice and clean on the inside. Nice and clean here. It's a sweet little box. Great, you know, if you wanted to give a young girl some nice pieces of jewelry as a gift, or even just to send something else along and use it as a gift box. I think it's a great little thing. So that, found some metals. So first one I found was this little copper plant pot. Now this one is from Copper Craft Guild, made in Canada. This is a lacquered copper. I remember when these were being sold back in the 1980s, it was almost like, it was home sales is what it was. And you could get all sorts of copper products. I have copper wine goblets, copper plant hangers, everything. And it had even not resin, very similar to Sirocco in that it was plastic, but it had a kind of a copper look to it for wall plaques that you could put on your wall. So that's by Copper Craft. I have cleaned it up a little bit. You can see here where the lacquer is kind of gotten stained a little bit, but for the most part it's still in really good shape. And you know, I don't mind that. It gives it a little bit of character. You just pop a plant in there and that's going to look really nice with a bunch of other things. Also with that, another big piece of metal, and I cleaned this one. It is a big brass urn. Look how big it is. It's bigger than my head. But you can see the inside and you see this kind of cruddy thing here. Well, all of that was all over the outside, and in fact, you can kind of see a little line there. There was a big black drip down one whole set of it. This is not completely cleaned yet. I got it to the point where it looked like something and not just like a big black piece of mess. So that is, and it's heavy. That's brass. That is definitely brass. So, and no markings on that. There's a big, there's no bolt in there either. That's welded. That's a weld point that's in there. So, and looking inside here, it does look like at some point it's held flowers, but I think that this is going to be gorgeous if I put in some sunflowers. Anyways, that I picked up. Now I've got a couple of pieces of glass too. So here is an Artisan piece of glass. It's a bud vase. It's black. You can tell it's blown glass. You can see the pulls on the petals where they've actually pulled the petal out. And this has all been blown to create the shape. But how often do you see a bud vase in black? So got that, no chips, no cracks, and I like it. That's gonna be great. You know, like, look how dramatic that could be. Halloween's coming up. And then I got 2 more pieces of glass, and I saw these and I went, I don't usually pick up this type of thing, but these are actually Murano Pink Swan dishes. You can see his little dish on the bottom, and right there, there's, I'm trying to focus on my, I want to focus on the tag, come on. Anyways, I have looked these up. These are Murano. There are no chips or cracks on these. Like I say, that's a little bit of a tag on that one. And then a matte, well, not quite matching, because you can see there's a little variation in the colors as they built this, but the bottoms are all been on a pontal and they've been cut and ground. Those. So got those at the thrift store. I think those are absolutely sweet, and yeah, Murano glass. So one last item I picked up, and this I picked up on a whim. I'm not really even sure what I'm going to do with it. I had thoughts maybe I would convert it into a piece of clothing, but I think it would make a really cute top, but I don't know if I would wear it. I'd have to maybe make it for somebody else. But look at this. It is, hello, a tablecloth, and it's cut and pierced. So all of that is embroidered, and then you've got a patchwork on top that's been embroidered on top of this, and on that. Now this is a machine embroidery. I'm not going to deny that, but this is also, I believe, well, it says real hand embroidery right here on this tag. I'm not sure about that, because when I look at this, this is very, very, very even. Maybe hand embroidered like on a machine, not non-electronically, digitally computerized machine. Definitely not. But you can see the base cloth is all of this kind of natural, and then they've had to add the different colors to add the flowers, and I believe that those are probably grapes. And there's some nice blues in there. It is sweet. These look like little berries. I love the cutouts. I think that would look so cute on a summer table. So here's a couple more things. Piece of jewelry. Now, I know schools gonna be out soon. It's May, people. But look at this. Wouldn't that be a lovely teacher's gift? For someone that you know, that's a teacher. It's a lucite apple, a clear lucite apple with silver tone and CZs, and it's a Nina Ricci. Nina Ricci design. I don't know if you can read her name on there, but it comes on a beautiful long chain. I'd say, okay, so as long as my arm, so that's got to be 12, 18, 20 inches drop there, 18, 20 inch drop on that. And it's a beautiful pendant that I picked up. Here's something that's kind of crazy. I love buttons and notions, things like that. I use it sometimes in my artwork, as I'm sure some of you do, because I've seen some of the things that you people make. And so we got all sorts of buttons. And it's not only the buttons sometimes, it's the cards that they're on that are interesting, because you can tell, like this, that one's brown, but you can, like how old these are. These are probably from the 60s, 50s or 60s, some of these. Especially when you're talking about, 25 cents for a card of buttons. Like back in the day, that's what that would have sold for. Look at these. Beautiful. Pearlized. And then these fun little ones. Now these are more contemporary, but look, little Christmas stockings. And I got 2 cards of that. So those would make great dangles on things, like on your bookmarks. And so yeah, got a few more of the pearlized, different colors. So that's cool. Oh, I like these ones too. These ones are very cool. They're more of a matte. I'm gonna have to check this. I don't know if Bakelite comes in a blue, in a light blue like that. I don't think I've ever seen that in a Bakelite, but it's a very different, type of material than what I'm seeing on the other buttons. Definitely more of a matte finish. And then of course 2 huge coat buttons. So yeah, so buttons and that are cool. Like to, you can lot them up, and sewing tapes and bias tapes, all those type of things, using crafts. They're still better quality, I think, than what you can buy now. Sorry, but anyways, talking about things that you could have bought a long time ago, here's a couple of pictures that I couldn't resist. And they're just little counted cross stitch made for the bathroom. Look at that. Little girl in a tub and a little boy in his tub. He's got his toys around. Now, just one small problem with the little girl is there's a light bit of staining in here. Now, I haven't taken them out of the frames. The frames both say, one says Merry Christmas 1998, and the other is 1997, handmade by Lynn, Cynthia, and Alicia on the back there. So these would be easy to take out of the frames and give it a quick clean, but I don't think that it really detracts from the picture at all. You could probably just get away with hanging them up the way they are. So aren't those cute? Wouldn't that be great in a kid's bathroom? So there we go, got those, and I want to thank everybody for putting up with me today, for coming and visiting and seeing that little small hoard that I managed to get. If you're new here, I'm glad you stopped by. Please come back again, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and perhaps maybe even subscribe. And to all you people that have been here before, I want to thank you for coming back and just visiting with me. So we'll see you again soon, and take care. Bye all.